Welcome to my channel, Super Rare Coins. Today is best top 2 coins. Please don't skip this video. So let's get it started. The 1963 British 5 new pence coin is a coin that actually does not exist in the exact form as stated, and this requires historical clarification. The term new pence was only introduced in the United Kingdom starting in 1971. During the nationwide currency decimalisation, when the traditional British pounds, shillings and pence system where 1 pound equals 20 shillings equals 240 pence transitioned to a decimal currency system, 1 pound equals 100 new pence. However, in the pre-decimal system, which was still in use in 1963, a similar coin known as the shilling existed, and the 5 new pence coin introduced in 1968 was identical in size, weight and value to the former shilling. So, when referencing a 1963 Elizabeth II 5 new pence coin, what's actually being referred to is a 1963 shilling coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II, which later equated to 5 new pence in the decimal system after 1971. Thus, for historical accuracy, we describe the 1963 shilling coin, which functionally and physically matches the later 5 new pence coins of early decimal Britain. The 1963 Queen Elizabeth II shilling was struck during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, only a decade after she ascended the throne in 1952. The coin holds substantial historical and symbolic significance as it was issued in a time when Britain was transitioning from post-war recovery into a modern economic and social structure. The coin was minted in 2 varieties, one bearing the English crest, 3 lions passant, and another with the Scottish lion rampant, representing the 2 historic parts of the United Kingdom. This distinction celebrated the unity and diversity of the British Isles. Each coin features the words Fid Def, abbreviated Latin for Fidei Defensa, meaning defender of the faith, referencing the monarch's title as the spiritual leader of the Church of England. The obverse front of the coin displays the first coinage portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Mary Gillick, a classical image of the young queen wearing a laurel wreath, facing right. This portrait is deeply admired for its grace, purity, and elegance, reflecting the youth and promise of the new Elizabethan era. Surrounding her image is the inscription, Elizabeth Tu Dei Gratia Regina FD, which translates from Latin as, Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. The reverse back of the coin differs depending on whether it is the English or Scottish variant. The English version features the 3 lions passant walking lions, a centuries-old royal symbol of England, encased in a shield, topped with a crown. The Scottish version presents a lion rampant standing on hind legs within a double tressure, also surmounted by a crown, an iconic representation of Scotland. Beneath the central design is the word shilling, and the date 1963 appears on either side of the central figure. Physically, the 1963 shilling coin was made of cupronickel, an alloy of 75% copper and 25% nickel, replacing silver content which had been eliminated from regular coinage after 1946. The coin has a diameter of 23.5 millimeters, a thickness of 1.8 millimeters, and weighs 5.65 grams. Its milled edge not only added aesthetic appeal but also served to prevent counterfeiting and edge clipping, a practice common in the days of silver coinage. With the move to decimalisation in 1971, the shilling ceased to be an official unit of currency, but the coin itself remained in circulation as a 5 new pence coin until 1990, when a smaller version of the 5p coin was introduced. Thus, shillings minted in 1963 continued to serve a monetary role for nearly 3 decades. This makes the 1963 shilling a coin that straddles 2 major eras of British monetary history, the traditional pre-decimal system and the modern decimal system. Because of this, the coin is a fascinating piece for collectors and historians alike, embodying both aesthetic beauty and a bridge between monetary systems. Although the coin was produced in large quantities and is not considered rare, its historical relevance, dual-era usage, and association with Queen Elizabeth II's early reign give it lasting collector appeal. Coins in uncirculated or mint state condition, particularly proof specimens or coins preserved in original brilliance without circulation wear, are more desirable and can command higher premiums. For those interested in British royal memorabilia, numismatic history, or the progression of currency, the 1963 shilling, later 5 new pence equivalent, stands as a compelling piece, a silent witness to the changing face of Britain, its monarchy, and its economy in the 20th century. The 1992 Elizabeth II 10 new pence coin of the United Kingdom is a significant and transitional piece in the history of British decimal coinage. It belongs to a denomination that traces its roots to the decimalisation of British currency in 1971, when the traditional system of pounds, shillings and pence was replaced by a simplified decimal system where 1 pound equaled 100 pence, originally introduced in 1968, 3 years prior to full decimalisation to help ease the public into the change. The 10 new pence coin maintained its original large size until 1992, the year that marked a fundamental turning point. The 199210 new pence coin, therefore, is notable as it was the first year the coin was issued in a smaller size. officially replacing the larger version that had circulated for over 2 decades. While the older, large-size 10p coins remained legal tender for a few years, they were gradually withdrawn from circulation. The 1992 small-sized 10p, although often overlooked in everyday use, reflects an era of monetary refinement, improved minting standards, and modernization within the Royal Mint's coinage approach. The 1992 10 new pence coin features on its obverse front the third definitive coinage portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Raphael Makloff. This portrait had been in use since 1985 and presents Her Majesty wearing the George IV state diadem, a ceremonial crown worn on formal occasions such as the state opening of Parliament. Makloff's portrayal is characterized by a more idealized and regal depiction of the Queen, with soft sculptural contours and a dignified expression. Surrounding the portrait is the legend Elizabeth II, the GI Reg. FD 1992, which stands for Elizabeth II de Gratia Regina Fidei Defensor, meaning Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. This traditional Latin inscription reflects the constitutional and religious roles of the monarch and is a mainstay of British coinage design. The reverse back of the 1992 10p coin features the design of a partially crowned lion, also known as the Lion Passant Gardens, which is a historic heraldic symbol derived from the royal arms of England. This powerful and noble animal represents courage, strength, and the continuity of the English monarchy. The lion is shown walking with its right paw raised and face turned toward the observer, wearing a small crown on its head. The image was designed by Christopher Ironside, a renowned British coin designer, who created this and other reverse designs used on the original decimal series coins. Below the lion is the inscription 10 pence, with the value clearly stated in bold capital letters to ensure accessibility and public recognition. The detailed engraving and clarity of the imagery reflect the Royal Mint's high standards of craftsmanship and national symbolism. In terms of physical specifications, the 1992 small-sized 10 new pence coin is composed of cupro-nickel 75% copper, 25% nickel, giving it a silvery color and durable finish. The coin has a diameter of 24.5 mm, a thickness of 1.85 mm, and a weight of 6.5 grams, a notable reduction from the previous large-sized version, which had a 28.5 mm diameter and weighed 11.31 grams. This reduction was part of a broader movement to make coins more efficient for handling, storage, and production, aligning them more closely with coins of similar size and function in other international currencies. The milled edge, small ridges along the edge, served both a tactile function and a deterrent to counterfeiting or shaving, a centuries-old practice of removing small amounts of metal from coin edges. The change to a smaller coinage format in 1992 followed public consultation and a practical assessment of the circulation needs of British commerce. As the economy evolved, the need for bulky coins diminished, and public preference leaned toward more compact, wallet-friendly coins. The 1992 10p was therefore a product of both technical modernization and public demand. Although no longer inscribed as new pence, this wording was dropped officially in 1982. Many still refer to these coins as new pence, out of habit or for historical clarity when differentiating between pre- and post-decimal coinage. In terms of mint, the 1992 small 10p coin was produced in large numbers for general circulation, and while it is not considered rare, it does mark a distinct shift in design and sizing that makes it particularly interesting for numismatists and collectors focused on transitional or milestone issues. Coins in uncirculated or mint condition, particularly those found in mint sets or proof versions, carry higher collectible value than circulated examples. Over time, these coins may develop light toning or contact marks, especially when exposed to moisture or abrasive surfaces. The 1992 Elizabeth II 10 pence coin symbolizes more than just 10 pence in value. It represents a decade of economic evolution, the practical streamlining of British coinage, and the enduring presence of Queen Elizabeth II as a unifying figure on UK currency. It is a modest yet enduring artifact of British monetary heritage. For coin collectors, historians, and royal memorabilia enthusiasts alike, it offers a tangible link to the progression of modern British coinage and the enduring legacy of the monarch whose portrait graced coins for over 70 years. Thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe my channel for more videos.